Hello, my dear friends. This is another Astrological Voyages show with me, Christos Archos, live from Athens, Greece. And today we are going to talk about what is going to happen in this month, March 2020. And I think this is a month that is going to bring a lot of changes, and a lot of people, they are going to change the way they understand the world. And of course, I believe that this is a very important, a really important month, because it's going to bring a lot of change. It's going to bring a lot of new dimensions and new ways of understanding things in our life. And of course, I think that this is perhaps one of the biggest opportunities in order to find what really happens in our lives, what we can do, how we can change things, but also in order to understand our weaknesses and perhaps respect other people's choices or points of view. I think that the most important and the most fascinating thing we can do during this period is that we can really try to understand why other people feel threatened, or why we are feeling threatened. And I think that this is one of the most possible and positive outcomes in order to understand what really happens to our life, and how we can change and take out from ourselves all these fears, making us more happy and more complete in our life. But let's start and talk about what is going to happen in this month. First of all, let's talk about the most of the aspects. We can see that we have lots of planets that they are going into Aquarius this month. We are going to have Mercury entering Aquarius in 4th of March 2020. We have then again Saturn entering Aquarius in the 21st of March, and then we have Mars also entering in Aquarius in the 30 of March. We have a lot of planets entering Aquarius, which has to do with ideas, has to do with freedom, has to do with exchanging your ideas and perhaps finding your truth, and also become more verbal with other people. And of course, it is a time to think and understand, and even evolve our traditional ideas in order to become something different, not exactly better, but at least something different. What I found really important is that this Aquarius energy is about dealing with serious problems, and I think it is the way this science is going to bring a lot of new information in our life. Of course, we are going to speak in a later Astrological Voyages show about Saturn entering Aquarius, which is about having original and innovative ideas, but also problems with families or problems with groups, because this Saturn in Aquarius is going to bring some problems in our daily life. And of course, this is always an opportunity for the Aries signs to do their best. Geminis, Libra and Aquarians, they are going really to feel that things are going to change for them for a better way, and you are going to feel more secure and complete in your life. On the other hand, Leos and Aquarians, they may feel sometimes that they have a lot of pressure in their life, but at least the Aquarians, they're going to feel that this pressure is very constructive. On the other hand, the Leos, they're going to feel that someone is pressuring them so much that they cannot deal with that. And of course, we have Taurus and Scorpio. This is a time that you feel perhaps depressed, or you feel that you're not okay. This is not the best position for you, but you have to deal with it, and you have to look at your opportunities and how you are going to react to all of these phenomena. And I think what is really important is that we can really change things and we can really develop things and solutions through science. So let's start and talk about the most important aspects of March. We begin on the 3rd of March 2020 with this Venus forming a square with Saturn. I think this is a difficult aspect. It's going to bring a lot of problems to the third decade of the cardinal signs Aries, Cancer, Libra and Aquarius on the 27th, 28th and 29th degree. You are going to feel the pressure and the loss of interest, but also you are going to feel some serious inhibitions, and perhaps you are going to have a sense of splitting with someone, but distancing yourself, and sometimes become really cold, which is, I think, really important to do some research on your emotions, because you may feel like nothing really works the way you want it, and you may feel that you need to divorce or change your life, but you shouldn't, and you should try and re-establish your emotions and understand what really happens within your life. But of course, this is always an aspect of serious financial situations, and I think that people, they're going to lose some money, and this is always an aspect that is going to bring a sense of sadness and of being not really happy. This is a strong aspect, has to do with lack of serious emotions and how passion dies finally without having opportunity to become something that is going to last more. As we know, Venus is in a very bad position, in detriment, and Saturn is in his rulership. That means that logic, coldness, sense of loyalty are very important, but passion, love, all these emotions of Venus in Aries, they are going to diminish, and they are going to they are not going to be the priority around the 3rd of March 2020, and this is always an aspect of breakups, so you really need to be careful, because some people may have some problems or difficulties in understanding how exactly they are working with others. And then we have this Mercury entering the sign of Aquarius. I think that Geminis, Libra and Aquarius, they are going to feel this sense of communicating and this ability of finding the truth and finding the correct information for you to develop your plans and have a success in something you wanted. On the other hand, of course, Leos, they are going to have a lot of opportunities in meeting new people. Perhaps if you're alone, this may be the opportunity of finding something. And this moon, this Mercury in Aquarius is going to help Scorpios in understanding why they don't feel safe and how they can change and adapt in some way in order to feel more like in their house, like close to their family. And I think this is always a very good position in order to understand what happens to our houses. On the other hand, people that belong to the sign of Taurus, they are going to have great opportunities on their careers, and you may have a great success in something you expected for a long time. And then on in 4th of March 2020, we have Mercury having a sextile with Venus. I think this is a great opportunity for Aquarians, Leos, Aries and Libra around the 28th and the 29th degree in order to meet something new that is going to be really fascinating. This is about social conversation, is about being verbal, is about feeling beautiful, is about being open to emotions and new kind of situations. And I think that has to do with being in harmony with others, and of course sometimes perhaps even find your compromises and find your truth and also discover the truth of the other person. It is about forgiving, is about accepting sometimes, or just feeling beautiful and have fun. And in 4th of March 2020 we have Venus entering Taurus. This is a great opportunity for love affairs for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn and Scorpio. But it's not just that. This Venus is going to bring a lot of new ideas on how we can handle our money, and money matters, they are going to get better. This Venus in Taurus is about having stable relationships, but also is about understanding what is your top priorities in order to feel safe materially, but also emotionally. If you belong to the sign of Earth, as I said, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but also in the sign of Scorpio, you are going to have really some fun in the next days, although some days later we are going to have some severe problems because we have a really bad sequence of aspects between the 7th and the 10th of March. I'm going to discuss that in a few minutes, but the general principle is that this Venus in Taurus is really good, and we can do something in order to develop and make something new, or even try and close and meet some new people. Hi Linda, I hope you're fine. Nice to see you here. And I think this Venus in Taurus is really positive in order to work with your money. I think this is a great opportunity for people to find what they really want in their lives. On the other hand, don't forget that this is always a period of having the ability to change rapidly a lot of things. So this is also a great week or a great month to work hard and change your life and change your business and your status, which is, I think, something really positive. But on the other hand, from the 7th to the 8th of March 2020, things are really not going well. We have Sun having a conjunction with Neptune, and at the same time Venus is having a conjunction with Uranus. And of course Uranus is forming a semi-square with Neptune, and all this means that we are delusional. We may expect something that is not going to happen. I think that this conjunction between Sun and Neptune is about having some kind of delusions, not believing what we can see, also some misinformation, also focusing in things that we cannot make them true, and we may feel sometimes like being in depression because we cannot make it real. And of course this is always an aspect, those two aspects together, Sun, Neptune and Venus, Uranus, is about sudden meetings and new kind of relationships, but you really need to be careful because you may find something that it's not really worthy. If you have planets around the 17th, the 18th and the 19th degree of the mutable signs of the second decan, I mean about Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius and Pisces, but also if you have planets on the first decanate, the first decan of fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo and Aquarius around the 3rd, 4th and 5th degree, you really need to be really careful because you may misjudge your new relationship, and perhaps some serious conflicts may arise, or you may reveal something that you didn't expect and it is not going to be real good. This is a devious period for our emotional situation, and also you need to be very careful with your financial matters. Don't try to do any new investments and try to keep your money safe because people may use of you and you may lose money, or some thieves or people that are close to you may deal with your man in a very bad way, so you really need to be careful with that. And on the other hand, thanks God, this ends on the 10th of May 2020, and we have this Sun having a sextile with Jupiter. I think this is the best period in order to fix things with abroad problems, and this is a great aspect if you are in Pisces, Virgo, Capricorn and Cancer around 20, 21 and 22 degree. This is, I think, a great aspect in dealing with your everyday situation, and I think that this is one of the best aspects also when we are going to hear about the coronavirus. I think that this crisis with this disease, with this virus, has to do with the Saturn Pluto. We have already said in the past that this Saturn Pluto conjunction is about fear, and this virus is not really deadly. For example, SARS, the SARS virus, was much more lethal and deadly to the people. This is about the 2% of the people unfortunately die, but this is not a really lethal virus. But we have the concept of fear because it is much more easier for someone to get it. It is transmitted very easily, and all of these things, these environmental distractions and the virus problems and the financial problems of the West, all of this has to do with this Saturn-Pluto conjunction that we have already said a lot of time before 2020. So I think that on 11th of March 2020 we are going to hear the first good news, the first positive news about what is going to happen later. And then we have this Mars having a sextile with Neptune. This is a great aspect. It's going to bring a lot of charisma, and we can use our abilities, our charismatic abilities, to win a situation. If you belong to the sign of Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces and Virgo around the 17, 18 and 19 degrees, you are going to feel really secure and you are going to have a success based on your faith. I think this is about our beliefs, and I'm always saying about this positive aspect about, you know, a monk or a saint that has a holy purpose and wants to succeed in something. This is about having a risk and win the situation and have some really powerful emotions that are going to make you feel really happy and in depth of the situation. And then we have this Sun forming a sextile with Pluto on the 14th of March 2020. This is a great aspect. It is about money, it's about having control, power, success, finding your inner self or your inner peace, transform your problems into new chances to succeed, and it's about winning the situation. And if you are having planets around the 23rd, 24th and 25th degree of Pisces and Virgo, but also of Cancer and Capricorn, you are going to feel that you are in control and you are very successful, and you are going to have the power about change your life and develop yourself in a much more constructive way, which is, I think, really important. And don't forget that you have to look not just your sun. Of course, if you're an astrologer, you have to look at everything, but if you are not so much into astrology, you can start and look about your sun, your moon and your ascendant. Your ascendant is by far the most important factor in predicting your future, so try to look first your ascendant, and then you have to look if you are a diurnal or a nocturnal chart. If your natal chart is diurnal, that means that the sun is more important than the moon, but you have to look first your ascendant, then your sun, and finally your moon. If you are a nocturnal chart, means that of course the ascendant again is the most important for predicting your future, but then the moon is the one that has the power over the sun, so you need to keep a closer track of what aspects she receives during a month. And then of course you have to look your sun, but those three points in the natal chart are really important when you are trying to understand what really happens in your life, because the ascendant is the point that we expect everything to show off. It's about manifestation, it's about your character and your personality in the world, in the society. And of course the sun and the moon are also equally important, so you really need to be really careful when you read predictions, because it's not just about your sun sign. Of course it's not just about your sun sign. So this Sun having a sextile with Pluto is a great aspect. It's going to bring a lot of joy and communication, and you are going to feel that perhaps you have a much more increased sexual appetite, which is also great. And then we have Mercury on the 16th of March 2020 entering finally the sign of Pisces, and I think this is really important because, as we know, Mercury entered Aquarius because of his retrograde motion, and then he turned direct, so now again he's into the sign of Pisces. Mercury turned direct in 9th of March 2020, so then we have Mercury on the 15th of March 2020 entering the sign of Pisces. I think that this is not a good period because Mercury is like a computer, like the power of logic, the power of gestalt, of understanding all of these small pieces in order for Jupiter to make the big picture. And Mercury is not in a good position in Pisces. Pisces is about dreams, poetry, arts. Mercury is about counting and finding the details. So this is not a good period for people to understand each other, but it is a great opportunity to show yourself and communicate and feel really happy with the others. And if you are an artist, you're going to feel really okay. Now, of course, the signs of water, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, you are going to be really communicative and you are going to meet new people. But on the other hand, people that belong to the sign of Virgo, they are going to sign something really new that is going to bring them professional success. But on the other hand, you may find a mate, so this is a great opportunity in finding what is really important to your life and succeed in that. Then we have this great sextile between Sun and Saturn in 19th of March 2020. I think this sextile between Sun and Saturn is going to bring a lot of new ideas for people that they have planets on the 28th, 29th degree of the mutable signs, Gemini, Pisces, Sagittarius, and of course Virgo. But also it's going to bring a lot of new opportunities to the signs of the fixed signs like Taurus, Leo, Scorpios, and Aquarius. That they have planets around 0 degree, just 0 degree, 28, 29 for the mutable and 0 degree for the fixed. And of course in 19th of March 2020 to 20th of March for some countries, depends on the time, we have Sun entering Aries. And of course I hope you have happy birthday, my dear Pisces and my dear Aries people, and I hope you're going to have a really fun time then. We are going to have a show about the chart of the entrance of Sun in Aries because it's really important for mundane astrology. And in 20th of March of 2020 we have this Mars having a conjunction with Jupiter, and I think this is the aspect of the fighter of the light, of the warrior of the light. There was a very small book about from Paulo Coelho that he wrote, The Alchemist. He wrote also a very small book called, I think, the instruction book of the fighter of the warrior of the light. I don't know exactly the English title. The Greek title was like that, something like that. And I think this Mars having a conjunction with Jupiter is about someone that has high ideals and wants to do something constructive in his life. And I think this is a great opportunity for having a success in your plans. If you have planets in the 21st, 22nd, and in the 23rd degree of Cancer, Capricorn, Aries and Libra, this is a great aspect and is going to bring some very positive outcomes in your business opportunities. And of course you are going to feel that you're closer to people and you're going to do something really good and recreational stuff. This is about having fun and being happy with what you have. This is a great aspect. And then we have the conjunction between Sun and Chiron in 25th of March 2020. I think that this has to do with personal transformation and healing your wounds. It's going to affect the 4th, 5th and 6th degree of the cardinal signs Aries, Libra, Cancer and Capricorn. But I think that we need to deal with our trauma, but also with our past experiences and emotions and our memories. So we need to really be careful in that day. And then in 28th of March 2020 we have this great trine between Venus and Jupiter. I think this is a great opportunity for the earth signs to feel secure and have some money and have a chance for a great professional opportunity, but also finding love and increase their material stuff. This is a great aspect that also is going to bring a lot of joy to the third decade of Scorpio and also in the third decade of Cancer. If you have planets around 22, 23 and 24 of the signs that I already mentioned, this is a great aspect and a great opportunity. And then we have on the 28th of March 2020 the trine between Venus and Pluto. Is about money, is about sexuality, about feeling secure and about bringing something new in your life. I think this Venus trine Pluto is about having money, but also having a real tense interaction with others and being happy and secure and feel control of the things around you. This is a great aspect that is going to make us really happy. And then in 30th of March 2020 Mars enters the sign of Aquarius. This is of course a very unpredictable situation and position. This is about being rebellious and revolutionary. This is about having a lot of nerves and also fighting. Of course we are going to have some small wars around the world, but if you belong to the signs of Taurus, Scorpio, Leo and Aquarius, you are going to have a lot of nerves and you may feel repressed or that you are not in the mood. So this is a difficult situation. But of course for Geminis and people that have planets in Libra, you are going to feel sexual, being confident and perhaps having the power to change things that they were not working till now. And finally, the last aspect of the month is this difficult conjunction between Mars and Saturn. And of course you understand that this Mars and Saturn situation is not very good, and this Mars-Saturn conjunction is about understanding our limitations and understanding what really happens. And if you are not in control of your life, this is going to be really difficult and problematic. I think that if you have planets around 0 degree of Taurus, Scorpio, Leo and Aquarius, you're going to feel threatened, you're going to feel that you are going to have a divorce or some fightings, or you may be for a while ill. For example, you may feel that you are not very powerful, you cannot do the changes you wanted. But I think that this is always an aspect of feeling tired and not having the energy to change what really happens in your life. So you really need to be careful. But if we take out the last days of March and we take out the 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th of March 2020, I think this is a great month. It's going to bring a lot of opportunities. The only bad days are the ones I've already mentioned, and of course the 3rd of March. So we have 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 29, 30 and 31 of March. Those are the only real difficult aspects. The other aspects during the month are positive, so you may have a lot of opportunities in finding solution in many things. So try to be in contact with your needs and try to understand what you really want, and you may succeed in your dreams and what you want to accomplish. Well, this is the March period. This is hi Mary, hi London. So you are also after midnight, because right here in Athens is 1:34. Oh no, it must be 11:34. You are close to midnight. In Athens is 1:34 a.m. So this is, my dear friends, what is going to happen for this month. I want you to write me down your questions, things you want me to talk with you about, several things in astrological practice and theory, about subjects and things you perhaps want some extra information or another point of view about anything. So write to me down, ask me everything, and we are going to talk in the next Astrological Voyages show. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you're going to have a real great night or day in whatever place of that planet you live now. And thank you very much for your time and your participation. Have a good night, or as we say in Greek, Kalinichta.